Alright, now we're going to look at Langor Gulch. This tower right here, it's going to get supply from Danilon. It'll get 8 supply per minute if the Deliac makes it every time, not upgraded. It'll go to, Deliac goes to Langor all the way to the keep. It'll respawn and just keep going like that. Looking at it from the outside, you're almost always going to approach Langor from here. It's not often you'll be going all the way around like that. And first thing you'll notice, if it's too sieged up to go to the gate, maybe it has oil and arrow carts up there, you can try to catapult from over here, but you want to place them far enough back to where you're max ranging. So we're going to go ahead and take a look inside of this, and we're going to go ahead and enter, and let's look at the supply depot. It's very close to the wall here, and so the good thing about that is it'll upgrade quicker because the worker doesn't have to run as far to put in the supply to the wall when he's upgrading. So that'll speed it up. Sometimes it only goes as fast as the Doliacs. Put supply in it. Of course, we got the Lord Room here. Not really any great siege spots in the Lord Room. In the walls, there's a wall here, and there's a wall, Lagosaurus Rex. There's a wall here, and this wall, almost no one ever goes for it because not only do they approach the tower from the other side, if you try to hit this wall, you can't see them right now because this keeps not upgraded, but there's mortars over here, and they almost always put trebs over here too, or even up there, and they can literally treb your catapults down from here. Of course, when this tower flips, they just treb it back, and that's how that works. So if you're building an arrow cart to defend, I would highly recommend placing it like here. This is a great spot to place it because it can hit on the gate pretty comfortably. Hit Control-Shift-H, move your camera angle, try to get the best out of the top left corner of your screen. You can hit from there, you can hit like this, and then if they have catapults over there, you can hit like that. So if you are going to catapult over there or here, you have to make sure there's no arrow carts along this wall. Now if there are arrow carts along that wall, you have to AoE them, and I'll show you how to do that here. These are some tricky jumps. See where I am? Jump from there. Now this is going to be a jump. Okay. And then now you're over here, and you can AoE up here. In fact, you can even place catapults here too if you wanted to, or you can even place catapults back here if you know there's no siege up there. But there you go, guys, and that's Langor Gulch. Alright, now we're going to look at Bravost, which is this tower right here. It gets about 7 supply per minute from Umberglade. The yak just goes to Bravost, goes to the keep, respawns, keeps going. Of course, that's 7 supply per minute if the yaks are not upgraded, and they make it every time. Now, just to look at the tower, it's a pretty decent tower. Tough to take because it's hard to see up top here. And we'll go ahead and enter. Supply depot is pretty close to the wall, that's good. Going up top, and the walls, there's one here, and there's another wall here, and then of course the gate's right here. So the best arrow cart spot I would say would be right about here. That way you can still reach the gate. You have to do the Control-Shift-H when you're in the arrow cart and hit over there. And then you can also reach over here. If you have 2 arrow carts, I would place one here still. And then the second one I would place kind of more this way. That will give you just a little bit better view as you turn your camera towards the gate and you're trying to take out the rams. You don't need much siege on this wall because it's a lot less likely that they'll hit it. In fact, it's very tough to get to that wall. And here's the only way to get to the wall. It's a tough jump you have to do, and try to get a Zerg to do this. Just don't think it's going to happen unless you have to have a Mesmer make the jump. There! Okay, I never make that on my first try, but if you have a Mesmer make the jump and they port people up, then this will work. But it's very tough to get up here. That's the only way to get up there. You have to time that jump really well. And you can catapult from there. I wouldn't even try it unless you have like a clutch Mesmer. And the problem with trying to ram this gate, the thing that makes it tough, is the keep right here. There's like a mortar around there, and of course they can always have trebs up here to treb their own tower back and even treb defense. So the mortar can literally hit on their own gate and take out rams, so can the trebs. So you have to be quick, and you have to hope that those aren't manned. If they are manned, which there aren't any right now, of course this keeps not upgraded, you just walk over there, you AoE. The mortar is actually right behind this cannon, except we don't have mortars yet. But it would be right up there. You'd have to AoE it before going back to tower. Now if you want to hit the other wall, then you go this way obviously, and you hit the wall. Now I would actually hit it I mean, you can hit it from back there, but because of the mortar and trap stuff in the keep, if you want an angle that'll make it tougher for those players, like you can hit you can stand here and aim your catapult like there. It has a 400 radius, so you'll still hit. That'll just make it tougher for the siege back there to take out your siege. But there you guys go. That is Bravost. Alright, now we're going to look at Quentin Lake, which is a pretty bad one, and you'll see this is one of the main reasons. Is you can get on top of this hill, and you can see all the siege up top. You can build a ballista here and clear all the siege up top as well. So it's gets a lot of supply. 14 supply per minute is pretty good, but it's not going to upgrade much because it'll flip too much because it's an outer tower. So it's usually pretty early target when you enter the enemy side, and you actually cannot reach it from your keep trying to trap it. So that's another issue. The walls are here and here, so they can definitely reach you with a catapult up there, or reach with a catapult up there. It's gonna be no way you're gonna arrow cart them. If you want to build an arrow cart, good places that you can drop them are not there. You can drop one like here, and then AoE over there. You could also drop one back here, and also AoE there with the arrow cart. There's a big issue when you try to AoE or drop your arrow cart here. And the issue down here is if they're over here, they can just AoE it pretty comfortably. If it's like even over here, they can still go over there and build a ballista or arrow cart to take it down. So that's a pretty big issue, of course. Here's the gate trap spot, and even that can be AoE'd from outside. It does take a little bit of skill, and sometimes people like to build arrow carts up here. We built an arrow cart up this thing, that would make it a lot harder to AoE. That was a fail. But yeah, you can build it on the back side of the supply depot. Let me show you. Build it like here and AC your own gate. You can do that, and it's kind of tough to take out if you have it back here. But anyways, that's Quentin Lake. Alright, now we're going to look at Durios, which is currently under attack. I'm impatient. This one gets 13 supply per minute, which is pretty good, but kind of common for an outer tower for your side. Let's look at the walls. There's a wall. Here's another wall. This wall is obviously a lot more common. Maybe that's not obvious. This wall is a lot more common. That's because they have this nice hill over here where they can catapult this wall down just from up there. And if they build catapults there, there's not much you can do unless you have like a counter trap. That's just a gate trap. That's the gate trap spot you want. Actually has a kind of a unique design up here. You can build the trap here for stonemist. You would build it like kind of like here. Like, yeah, if you want to build an arrow cart to defend, like let's say they want to ram it, there's not any super special spot. Okay, here's the gate. You could build one right here. Actually is perfectly fine. Build it here and AoE here. Actually, that's probably as good of a spot as you can get. I like this spot actually a little bit more. Build it like here and then use your camera. If this is an issue, do Control-Shift-H and like arrow card that thing. This will be a lot tougher to AoE, where you can place it like right in the middle of this thing right there. But there you guys go, that's Durios.